one unusual question. I don't know. They asked me at Cycling News. I don't know if you read about Simon Yates retiring.
Yeah, literally 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know him or no? What do you think of the decision?
A little bit. I think when it comes to retirement, it's like a personal decision. I think there's no right or wrong time to retire. And I think it's, like if he decided it's the right time, then it's the right time, you know. It's not a decision that someone else should make for you. And I think it's also in a good circumstance. I think the bad time to retire is like if it's from like misfortune, if you crash or something, then that's not nice. But in this way, I think, like that's the best way to be able to retire, I think.
I want to take you back to the Giro. After what you did at the Tour of the Alps, which was quite impressive, you were kind of looked as a possible outsider to be in the podium. You ended up in the top 10 once again, but inside yourself, did you feel? Well, you actually said it. You feel that you felt that you could be on a higher level. How high, and how to process that frustration?
I wouldn't call it frustration necessarily. How high, I also don't know, and I can't tell you. We'll find out. It would have been nice to do more than a top 10 at the Giro, I can't deny that. Like, I also expected to be able to do more, but also in the context of how the race turned out for me, I crashed 4 times in the Giro, and okay, there weren't crashes that took me out of the race, but that also has an impact. It's not making excuses, it's also the reality, like, no matter what the crash is, it has an impact on you. So maybe if I have a better run, could have been a different result. But we'll find out what happens at the Giro next year, and I can hope for the best.
Does it motivate you more now that you know that riders like João Almeida are going to return to the Giro to target the GC, and most likely even as Vingegaard as well? Does that play a part in the whole mental process of preparing for the Giro, or do you focus on your own thing?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that they're doing the Giro, to be honest. So I really focused on my own thing. I really don't care who turns up at the Giro. I know it's going to be a strong field, it always is, but it's really like irrelevant for me, you know, because I can only control what I can do, how I arrive there. So it really doesn't matter like who else is at the race. Okay, maybe it's better if none of them turn up, but but yeah, like I think that's unlikely.
Was it an easy choice to go back to the Giro?
Yes, it was. Apart from the fact that the Vuelta course looked pretty exciting, to be honest, with a lot of hilltop finishes and whatnot, a lot of climbing. But at the same time, like the Giro is a race that really motivates me, that I get excited about. I also have always had like strong ties to Italy as well. So it's a race that like I really want to do, and I got like a bit of unfinished business at the Giro, let's say, and it's something that gives me the motivation to push a little more in training, whatnot, like to really go there in the best way that I can.
I want to go back to the start of your career. You have lived in the Netherlands for a while. How did you experience that? You can be honest.
The Netherlands is a great place. I really like the people. I really like the cycling culture in the Netherlands, especially the bike paths. I think it's really a cyclist paradise. Yeah, this is the impression I got about the Netherlands. I think it's a great place to live if you like riding a bike.
What did you learn of that period
Sorry.
as a person and a cyclist as well?
Not sure how to answer this one. Give me a sec. Oh yeah, it was my first year as a professional, so it was also a big change for me. Before then, I did spend a lot of time in Europe with the national team, but this is in a different context, being in a world tour team. So it was also like a big life change as well for me. And yeah, you always learn things from that as well.
Were you already quite mature when you moved to the Netherlands, or not at all?
That depends on other people's judgment, I guess. Like, it's hard to personally say if you're mature or not. Like, it's easier to take other people's judgment from that. But yeah, at the same time, I got by fine. So like some level of competency I must have had, like to be able to like live in Europe as a 20-year-old. So yeah, I think it's more like learning experiences as well that I can could take with me like into the future, positive or negative.
You said that you didn't go back to Australia this year. How hard is it to be so far from home?
It has its challenges, but it was also a choice I made, and I'm happy with the choice not to go back. Like well established here in Europe. I do miss Australia, but I didn't need to go back, and on balance I preferred to stay here.
On the press conference you mentioned that in October you went to the winter. It's more common for a guy like Stefan Kung to use the winter not to specific gains in the time trial. How will that make you stronger for this year? And how useful was this experience? And if it was the first time or not, I have no idea. Just describe a little bit your experience in the winter.
It wasn't the first time, but I think you can get good improvements in time trialing from using the wind tunnel. It's a useful tool to like improve performance.
I can follow up about Netherlands, and I think we all know why you moved to Italy probably, but you're kind of a relaxed guy. I think everybody agrees that. But so is it difficult living in Italy, or it's very different to living in the Netherlands? I don't know, what's it like?
It's for sure different than living in the Netherlands, and yeah, I do prefer living in Italy, to be honest. Even though I had also enjoyed my experience living in the Netherlands for the most part.
What is it you like about Italy?
I like the people, the culture. I've also I started learning Italian when I was in high school. So I've always had like a bit of an interest in different languages, different cultures, and it's a place. I just like the place, let's say. Yeah.
Did you also learn Dutch, or
A few words.
bad words?
No, not only.
We were here a year ago, but I think a lot's happened in the last 12 months. A lot of great results and performances. Do you feel different, and how do you feel different? I mean, you stepped up as an athlete, but how, in a wider picture, how do you feel? You're definitely, I think, a team leader now at Tudor.
Yeah. Feeling different, I guess it gives a different approach to the racing because I know they can get results, and at the same time it's also been the team that's given me the opportunity and put me in the position to do it. And then as they've done that, I've also been successful, so then it kind of spirals in that direction as well, that they give me more trust and it just builds the relationship in that direction, and then kind of solidifies the role as well, which is great for the team because they know that they can rely on me, and it's also good for me because it helps me progress further in this direction as well.
You think there's more to come? Can we see the same increase in performance and results again? There's more?
I can't see why not, let's say.
Okay.
Three small questions. How does it feel to be part of the team Tudor? How are you feeling?
It's really great to be a part of this team. It's a team where I feel like I really belong as well. I get along really well with everyone. I feel like our approach to our professional sport, cycling, is very similar, similar ideology of how things should be done. So it's really like a natural fit for me being in this team, and that's also why I wanted to extend the contract as well at Tudor.
What is your specific role and contribution with the team?
Could you repeat
What
that?
is your specific role on contributions with the team?
So my role is, to get the results essentially as more of a leader of the team. So typically when I go to races, the expectation is on me to hopefully finish it off. So I guess that's really my role in a nutshell.
Next question.
Yeah.
What is your main goal for this season?
My main goal is to keep sort of progressing as a cyclist, trying to work on all the aspects of performance, and if I make those improvements, to be honest, I'll already be happy regardless of what the results sheets say. So that's actually my real goal, but at the same time it'd be great to win a race.
Thank you.
You're quite laid back. Are you a born leader?
I don't think anyone is a born leader, but you can learn how to be a leader.
Could you explain it?
Yeah.
How you learned it?
In the sense that I think anyone has the innate characteristics to become a leader, and you just have to learn to do it in your own style as well. So I think if you understand how you want to approach being a leader, then you can go in that direction, because I think everyone has their own way of being a leader. I think the sort of stereotypical leaders are the guy that really loud sort of imposes himself on the group, and that's one way of doing it, but I think leadership is a lot more than that.
What's your style?
My style is a bit different to that. I'm not someone who imposes myself on the group, but I like to have a good relationship with all my teammates, understand all my teammates, have good communication. This is essential with my teammates. I think that's what makes a good leader. So we have good understanding. They know what I want. I know what they want as well, because that's also important. And then we can work together in this kind of way. So maybe a bit more one-on-one conversations rather than with the group is how I'd also approach it.
Is it also why Tudor suits you so well, because they really care for you as a person?
I hadn't had that experience in other teams. Yeah, I think they're better at managing riders here than in other environments, and I think that's something that's been very helpful as well for me, like as a rider, and also to like become more of a leader within the team in this sense.
I don't know if you already did it, but if not, could you do like a quick recap of your early races? You mentioned that you were going to do Tirreno instead of Venice, but
Yeah.
before Tirreno, what will you race?
I'll have UAE Tour where I start off, and then there's Trofeo La Guerra before Tirreno, and after Tirreno I'll probably do Milano Torino, and then I have Tour of the Alps, and then the Giro.
With some altitude before to the Alps. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Where would you go for? Where does it
I
go?
think we're going to Sierra Nevada again.
3 more questions. I once spoke with Ben O'Connor, and he said that there's a pretty big cycling community in Perth. Is that true, or?
I haven't been back in Perth for a while, but there's always been a big cycling community. My brother also goes riding, and he tells me there's always a lot of people out and about cycling, and there's also a lot of clubs. I think it's really thriving, the cycling community in Perth. And it makes sense because it's also a great place to ride your bike. Like they're always improving the cycling infrastructure as well, and the weather is perfect. So
How did you exactly fell in love with the sport?
I would say I fell in love slowly with the sport. I started in a quite basic way, just riding my bike to school and back, and this was something I'd enjoy and look forward to every day, as I remember, rather than say like a lot of kids who get driven to school or something. Like my parents would absolutely not drive me to school, but this is also a way for them, and it also teaches me like independence and whatnot, not being the kid that gets like dropped off by their parents every day, and so really started in that way, and then I was always like relatively athletic, and then my brother's was more into triathlon and whatnot, and then he got in touch with like the road racing scene, and that sort of brought me into it as well.
Do you?